If you're watching this, chances are you're in one of the following situations. You're applying to roles every day and hearing nothing back. You're getting interviews, but you're not turning them into offers. You know your resume isn't saying what it needs to say, but you don't know how to fix it. Maybe you're on LinkedIn. You're doing everything that you're supposed to be doing, but you don't know why recruiters still aren't finding you. Or maybe you just don't know what's wrong at all, and that's totally fine. You read all of the advice, you've tried all of the templates, you've tried all of the strategies that are posted across YouTube, across Instagram, across TikTok, across LinkedIn, but you're still stuck. Here's the thing, none of that means that you're not good enough. It usually means that you're fixing the wrong problem. And that's exactly what this is built to solve. I'm Alex, and I want to show you exactly how the Job Offer Accelerator can fix that. So a quick intro. I'm Alex Watson. I'm the founder of CareerLaunchCampus.com. I've spent over 12 years in recruitment and career coaching, recruiting both agency side and in-house. I've built recruitment divisions. I've headed up recruitment internally at companies across the US, the UK, Europe, and Canada. And in that time, I've helped over 5,000 professionals land interviews and then convert them into offers. It's including candidates that have landed offers at companies like Google, Meta, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, OpenAI, and many, many more. I've also worked directly, and still do, with Y Combinator-backed startups on their hiring, which means I've seen this from both sides. I've seen it from the recruiter side, and I've seen it from the candidate side. I know exactly what gets somebody shortlisted, and just as importantly, I know what gets somebody filtered out, I know what gets somebody rejected, and I know what gets somebody completely ignored, even before a recruiter looks at their application. I built the Job Offer Accelerator because I kept seeing the same patterns time and again. Strong people doing everything that they've been told to do, but they're still stuck with the job search. So before I show you what's inside the accelerator, I want to be really clear about one thing. This is not a course that you sit through once. It's an ongoing coaching program. It's me, personally, showing up every single day, every single week to fix your actual search, fix your problems, and help you land interviews and offers. This is not a library of videos or a course for you to watch and then try and figure things out yourself. This is me supporting you every step of the way through your job search with one goal in mind: land interviews and offers. The Accelerator is an ongoing job search coaching and implementation membership. So what that means is that you get a complete system to follow, the tools to do the work, live coaching every week led by me personally, and feedback on your actual materials from start to finish. And it's all in one place. It's hosted inside school, which is most likely where you are right now. It's one login, one place, no chasing links across 5 different platforms. All of the classrooms, live calendars, recordings, templates, trackers, job opportunities, and the community, if that's something that you require, are all inside a school. I'll take you inside properly in a few minutes. But first, I just want to show you exactly what you get as soon as you enter the accelerator. So the first thing that you get is a plan. It's a plan with an actual date next to every single task. There are 3 versions of the job search plan. A 30-day plan, a 60-day plan, and a 90-day plan. It's the same system inside all 3. So the same stages, same workflows, same checkpoints. Nothing is cut from the shorter plans. The only difference is the amount of time and inputs that you'll need to spend on each one. So the 90-day plan requires 60 to 90 minutes per day of your time. That's it. It's built for people that may have work requirements, or maybe they've got full-time study. So most people should be on this one. You shouldn't really need to spend more than 60 to 90 minutes per day on your job search. But if you're somebody that wants to work on implementation at a quick pace, you might opt for the 60-day plan. So the 60-day plan requires 2 to 3 hours of your time per day. So this may be beneficial for people that are currently serving their notice. It may be for people that work part-time, or you're between contracts. And you might even want to go quicker than 60 days. So the 30-day plan requires 5 to 6 hours a day of your time. So this is essentially full-time job searching. It's for people that maybe have hard deadlines, hard visa requirement deadlines, or maybe you're not actually working at the minute. So you can devote a lot more time to your job search and get underway and set up a lot quicker. Now I want to be straight with you about what those numbers mean. Because a lot of people will sell 30-day plans that imply you have a job in 30 days or that you're guaranteed a job in 30 days. The day count is how fast you move through the system. It's not a promise about when you get an offer. Nobody can promise that. So if a coach or a recruiter ever guarantees you a job in 30 days, in 40 days, in 50 days, or whatever it may be, I would run for the hills, because it's a scam. They can never guarantee you a job. And if they do guarantee you a job, it's not going to be a real job. It'll be a contract where you're sitting on the bench. The reason that they can't guarantee you a job is because a coach or a recruiter is, just like you as a candidate, is not in control of what the end employer does. An end employer could genuinely have an urgent requirement. They could genuinely require human resource added to their workforce. But through a whole host of different factors, that hire may be delayed or cancelled, and that is totally out of your control. So nobody can ever guarantee you it. But what I can guarantee is a system and a strategy and support which will fix your job search. I can guarantee that the system that I use works to increase the chances and the probability of you landing interviews, and then when you do land the interviews, I can give you the skills and the technique and the strategy and the execution to make sure that they convert into offers. Okay, so the 30-day plan does not get you an offer in 30 days. Okay, it's not guaranteed. Okay, it comes down to how much do you want it? How willing are you to actually execute the skills and the systems and the strategies that I teach correctly? Okay, what it gets you is your entire job search rebuilt and running at full volume inside a month. Okay, so that is including actually starting landing interviews. Okay, the offers generally will land after that. Okay, because that's how long companies take. Okay, on average, interview processes may take 4 to 8 weeks. Okay, so if you were planning to do a 30-day job search plan with the hope that you will land an offer within 30 days, most companies will take 4 to 8 weeks from application to offer stage. Okay, there are companies that work quicker than that. There are companies that take a lot longer than that. Okay, I've personally hired for positions where we do one stage and it's done within inside 3 days. Okay, but I've also coached somebody very recently inside the accelerator through 9 stages at OpenAI for a product manager position. Okay, and that was over a 3-month period. So depending on the company, depending on the role type, depending on the seniority, and also depending on the amount of money or total compensation that's actually going for that job, companies may take longer because there is a risk to hiring. Okay, but with these plans, every single day tells you 3 things. Okay, which classrooms to open, which workflows to run, and where to go if you're stuck. Okay, there are built-in checkpoints. So on the 90-day plan, there are checkpoints at day 21, 45, and 70. At each one, you stop and check what's actually working, what's not, and if there's a real decision to make. Okay, we don't want you to just keep going. All right. At day 45 in particular, in that 90-day plan, it tells you exactly where your funnel may be breaking and what to fix. Okay, so we're looking at iteration. Okay, and this is the difference between a course and a plan. A course gives you lessons, and this gives you dated, day-by-day operating systems for your job search. Okay, with checkpoints where we work out together, okay, me and you, what's actually working, what's not, and what we need to potentially change. Okay, so there are 4 elements to the Job Offer Accelerator. Okay, the system, the tools, live coaching, and personalized support. Okay, so I'm going to talk you through what each one actually involves. Okay, so with the system, there are 10 structured stages to the system. Okay, it starts with a reset and diagnose. Then moves into a position present, building the pipeline, and then conversion. Okay, so across the 10 different stages, we look at resetting your job search, identifying the problems that you currently have so that we can fix them rather than guessing. Then we look at market alignment, working through positioning for the market, okay, and providing proof and evidence and value of the things that you've done in relation to the market. We optimize your resume, your LinkedIn. We work on social visibility strategy for inbound opportunities, networking strategy for inbound opportunities and referrals. We look at application strategy, both direct and indirect. And then when you start landing interviews, we look at interview mastery and offer negotiation. Okay, you can start at any point across this 10-stage system. My recommendation would just be start at point 1 and work your way through. Okay, if you're confident enough to pinpoint yourself that you have, for example, a problem with social visibility, then head straight there. Okay, but if you're somebody that's been job searching, you don't know what is wrong, you don't know what's holding you back, you don't know what's blocking you, just start with the job search reset and work your way through. Okay, it's a tried and tested system. Okay, with evidence of people landing offers after fixing their job search. Okay, so my recommendation would be start number 1, work your way through. The next thing that we've got is the actual tools. Okay, so we have 2 AI automation tools for you to access. Okay, you'll have unlimited access. Okay, we have JobSeeker OS and CareerCoach AI. So JobSeeker OS is built on Claude. CareerCoach AI is built on ChatGPT. Okay, the reason that we have both is because some people have a preference for one over the other. Okay, but JobSeeker OS is 50 pre-built AI workflows covering the whole job search. Okay, from resume writing, tailoring, LinkedIn, targeting, tracking, outreach, interviews, visa strategy, negotiation, onboarding, you name it, we cover it. Okay, they are not all separate individual automations. Okay, they are all connected and interlinked. Okay, and that's how we help speed up the job search inputs. Okay, CareerCoach AI is built in exactly the same way. So CareerCoach AI was actually built first. Okay, we then use the logic for CareerCoach AI to then build JobSeeker OS. Okay, so depending on whether you're a ChatGPT user or a Claude user, you'll be getting the same type of system. Okay, they do the same job. Okay, and whichever tool you use, you're covered. Okay. And we've got live coaching. Okay, so we've got more than 10 live sessions every single week. Okay, we have a daily job search briefing, which Monday to Friday is 9 a.m. Eastern time. Okay, we'll cover one practical thing connected to your job search. Okay, and then we'll focus on that day. This isn't random and selected by me. This is based on you as a member and the other members. Okay, and we look at patterns for what people are potentially struggling with, identify that, and then run a morning session every day to cover it. We have an Ask Alex Q&A. Okay, which is Monday to Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern time. It's around 60 to 90 minutes long. Okay, and you can bring anything that you're stuck with. Okay, I do a post every day inside the community, and then you can drop your questions below. We'll cover it in that particular session on the day. Okay, and this is the part that makes it coaching rather than content or a course. Okay, we also run workshops. So throughout the week, there will be specific themed workshops. Okay, where we cover issues that you as a member may have. Okay, the actual workshops themselves are born from the personalized support requests that people may have. So if there are continuous patterns that people need help with, then we'll cover it in workshops. Okay, they'll all be recorded and then placed inside the accelerator. So even if you can't make a session, you'll still have access to it. Okay, and then we've got personalized support. Okay, so this is the bit that almost no other coaching memberships actually have or offer. Now, you can send me any type of support request, whether it's something to do with your resume, something to do with a job advert. Okay, it may be that you've landed an interview and you need some extra support with it. It may be that you've received an offer and you want me to check through it. It may be that recruiters sent you a message and you want to know exactly how to respond in the best format. Okay, it's one focused question per request. Okay, and then I come back to you, me and my team work on it, and we'll come back to you within 2 business days. Okay, depending on the complexity of the request, it may be the full 2 days. But most likely we'll get back to you inside that exact same day. Okay, you can also choose the privacy level. So if you want it to stay completely private between yourself and I, that's fine. If it's something that could benefit other people inside the accelerator, we may actually ask you, is it okay if we post this inside the accelerator community so that other people can benefit? But if you don't want that, that's totally up to you. Okay, I'll show you the proper form a bit later on. Okay, but the thing here is that all 4 of those areas connect back to me. It all routes to me. Okay, and here's the thing that I want you to notice. Okay, the system is one that I built from 12 years of doing this. Okay, the workflows are the ones I've wrote and built. The live sessions are hosted and taught and led by me. Okay, the feedback on your resume is me reading your resume. Okay, you're not buying a library, you're not buying a course and videos and then left to your own devices. Okay, you're not handed off to a remote support team in another country that has never met you and doesn't understand your requirements. Okay, you're working with one person and one team that's led by me. Okay, and you're getting advice and support from somebody who's done the job. Okay, I am a recruiter and I'm also a coach. Okay, so this isn't guesswork from my part trying to help you through something based on a hiring experience that I've had. Okay, you're getting insider knowledge from somebody that's been doing this for over a decade. Okay, so that's the whole thing. Okay, a plan with a date next to every single task, a system that tells you what to fix and in what order, the tools to do the work with you, live coaching every week, and me personally reviewing your materials. Okay, so let me show you inside and I'll walk you through the entire platform. Okay, so this is the first thing that you'll see when you join the accelerator. This is the about page. Okay, so just a brief description of what the accelerator contains. Okay, but what I want to show you is the actual community, classroom, calendar. Okay, because these are the things that you'll be using the most. So what you want to do is head to the classroom. Okay, and you'll be presented with all of the different classroom areas where all of the videos and resources are actually stored. Okay, so clicking into start here, this is where you'll be able to find JobSeeker OS, all the downloads and operating guides, the CareerCoach AI and ChatGPT tools, which are all listed down below, with operating guides, resources for the Job Offer Accelerator, and then each of the different job search plans. Okay, so deciding which plan's best for you, and then 30-day, 60-day, and 90-day plans, and all of these documents are down here. Okay, so as you can see, time needed, built for, phases, checkpoints, what it includes, and then a full rundown of exactly how to use it, 3 ways to get help, timing for the Q&As, 13 points where you should submit requests, exact checkpoints throughout, the rhythm to actually use. Okay, and then we actually work through. So as you can see here, day 1, day 2, and then these here are all of the different automations and workflows to use for JobSeeker OS. Okay, so job advert decoder, skills gap, personal brand statement, career pivot. Day 3, job fit analysis tier rank, job advert decoder. Day 4, resume writer, resume tailoring, job fit analysis tier rank, humanized master, LinkedIn profile optimizer, LinkedIn recommendation writer, and so on and so forth. And you work your way right through day by day with all of the different instructions so that you can fix your job search, implement the system that we want, okay, maintain it with the correct inputs, and execute it properly. Okay, so as you see, you've got here salary negotiation scripts, offer comparison matrix, benefits and valuation matrix, post-rejection stay in touch, target company list refresh, okay, resignation letters for when you've actually accepted an offer, and so on and so forth. But they're all there for you to access straight away. Okay, and you can access whichever one you want. You can iterate between them if you change your mind, but they're all there for you. Okay, and if you have any questions, you can reach out to me in a DM up here. Okay, or if you head back to the classroom, what we've got here is the actual Ask Alex section. So this is everything connected to the Q&As and the live sessions that we run. So if you click into it, we've got Ask Alex. Okay, so the actual timeline, so the different themes that we run, Monday through Friday, how to join, what to do, coaching support requests. So this is where you'll actually access the support request form. Okay, how to use it. Here's the link to actually access it. And then we've got the different live sessions as well. So a copy of the calendar and what the different sessions are used for. Okay, also in the classroom. So as we've gone through, the actual system is over 10 different phases. So it starts with a reset, identification, alignment, position and proof mapping, optimization, LinkedIn optimization, search visibility, networking, application strategy, interview mastery. Okay, and inside every single one of these classrooms are step-by-step guides to help you fix an issue, optimize, and then implement. Okay, every single section has a video, and under every video are instructions and then the resources that come with it. Okay, and that's the same for every single classroom. So if we look at application strategy, okay, where everything that we want you to do that's connected to a specific action in the 90, 60, or 30-day plans with the actual resources below it. Okay, and then we've got JobSeeker OS. So we've got a JobSeeker OS user guide for every single bundle that's part of the actual system, how to use it. So if you're ever stuck, you can always come back here and refresh. Okay, everything's made to help you navigate this system in the most simple and effective way possible. Okay, and any help or support that you need, you send me a message directly, or you submit a request. So when you submit a request, you'll be taken to a support request form. Okay, use this form in whatever way you want. Okay, all you have to do is essentially fill out the form with your details, so I know exactly who you are and how to contact you as well inside the school community. Once you fill that out, you just need to say what request type you want. So job search, diagnosis, problem, target role, job advert, position and proof mapping question, resume feedback, LinkedIn feedback, social visibility, networking, referral, recruiter or hiring manager communication, application, interview prep, interview answer feedback, interview follow-up, offer evaluation, visa, or anything else. Okay, and then what type of answer are you looking for? Help making a decision, feedback, help identify what's wrong, recommendation, help respond to a message, help pairing, or anything else. Okay, so once you do that and then submit, we want to state the request in one sentence. Okay, we want to explain the situation, explain what you've already done to try and fix it or work on it, what's your exact question, and then what would a useful response help you do next, and so on and so forth. Once that's all submitted, I then receive that. And then once I've received it, I will then reach out to you inside the community with a message and then actually provide the response. Okay, super simple, super effective. Okay, and in the meantime, if you do have any questions, there are resources for every single part of the job search. Okay, so if you can't figure it out yourself, send me a request. Okay, if you need a really quick feedback or a really quick answer, send me a DM. Okay, so these are the three areas that you'll use: classroom, calendar, where you can access all of the different sessions that we put on. Okay, and then the community as well. And in the community, this is where I post the Ask Alex post so that you can drop your questions below. Okay, so the day's theme, the time it's running, drop your questions below. If your questions are maybe more complex, here's the form which takes you to the personalized support request. Okay, and then all you need to do is drop your questions below. So if we were to post this, all you would need to do is essentially drop your questions in here. So here is my question, and then hit comment. Okay, and that's it. Super simple. So any support you need, it's really easy to access me. Okay, throughout the entire system, all you need to do is access the relevant area in the classroom, work your way through, and then if you need any support, reach out to me. And while you're working your way through the system, you'll never have to guess what to do next because everything is detailed in the plan that you decide to follow. As well as all of the support that you'll have inside the Job Offer Accelerator, you'll also have access to exclusive roles and vacancies that I'm recruiting for. As mentioned, I'm still an active recruiter. I support Y Combinator-backed companies as well as public listed companies. Okay, so what you can see here are all of the different jobs that I'm currently recruiting for. Okay, inside the US, the UK, Canada, and internationally. So I have roles here as well that are based in Latin America. I have roles here that are based in India. Okay, and they're across various different domains. Okay, so I have marketing roles, I have software engineering roles, data roles, AI roles, I have ops roles, legal roles, finance roles, sales, go-to-market, essentially everything that you could think of. Okay, in terms of these roles, so I'm currently, at time of recording, supporting over 200 different companies with their hiring, but I also have access to roles if you require H-1B sponsorship. I also have roles that cater to those that require OPT or STEM OPT authorization. And the great thing about this for you as a job seeker is that I actually understand what companies are looking for. I speak to the hiring managers at every single one of these companies, so I understand job details. I understand everything about the company benefits and perks. I understand the green flags in terms of what they're looking for profile-wise. I understand the red flags in terms of what they're looking for profile-wise. Okay, I understand the requirements in depth from a company side, not just what you would see in a job description. Okay, and I have a breakdown of every single part of the interview process with details as to exactly what they're going to cover and what they're looking for. Okay, so there's no guesswork involved for you as a job seeker. Okay, I can also see which candidates are at which stage of a process. Okay, so to your benefit, I can help push you across interview processes at a quicker rate. And if there is a position that I'm hiring for that you would be a good fit for, then I can submit you as a candidate and push you through a process without you having to wait to be reviewed by HR or a talent acquisition team internally at that company. Okay, which is perfect. Okay, I get new roles every single day. Okay, so this is a continual pipeline, okay, of real positions that I'm hiring for. And that's the difference. I'm not just a coach. I'm not somebody who has had success in securing a job myself and I'm teaching you what I did. Okay, I have success coaching people to land positions, but I also recruit. Okay, and I recruit for real companies. So these companies here are Y Combinator backed companies, they're VC backed companies, they're public companies that people actually want to work for. Okay, so this company raised $4.5 million in pre-seed funding, okay, and they're hiring for 3 different founding engineers, okay, and that's one example of 200 different companies that I recruit for. Okay, so I want to show you a few of the people who have actually been through this Job Offer Accelerator. Okay, so in terms of the companies that I've actually helped people land offers from, okay, they span a wide range. Okay, internationally, so if you are in a country outside of the US, if you're in a country outside the UK, if you're in a country not in Europe, I can also help you land jobs. Okay, I also have a partnership with remote.com and Deal. Okay, because one of the things that I specialize in as a recruiter is helping companies hire international talent, is helping companies hire talent that require sponsorship, and is also helping people as job seekers secure roles in countries that they're not currently geographically located in, okay, for remote positions. So I've helped people land jobs at Cognizant, Google, TikTok, Meta, KPMG, Apple, PepsiCo, Booking.com, Scale, Amex, Uber, you name it. I've helped people secure jobs there. Okay, there are many companies that I've not listed here that I've helped people secure roles at, but I just wanted to showcase some of them to you. Okay, but in terms of real examples of people who have been inside the accelerator. So Neil came to me after he lost a job in the September time. He came to me at the end of February, okay, and he had interviewed at companies. Okay, he was struggling to land as many interviews as he wanted, but he had landed interviews at companies. Okay, what we did was fix his entire position, fix his resume, okay, and then implement a system that allowed him, due to his personal requirements, to reach out to companies that matched his personality type as well. Okay, after being in the accelerator for around 3.5 weeks, he landed a role at a 40% pay rise to his previous position, which was brilliant. William is a great example. So I actually worked with William as a candidate, and he's also been my client after we've helped him place jobs. Okay, so I helped him secure a fully remote head of AI position within 6 weeks. The exact same with Julia. So Julia came to me. She was a strategic researcher working in operations. I helped her land her next job. She was really fun to work with, but she landed a job within 6 weeks being the accelerator as well. Okay, Jaleel was great. He really needed help with his resume. Joined the accelerator to do it. We turned that around in a few days. He landed a role, and he works in finance as a business analyst. Adiola secured a job within 6 weeks. Okay, so Adiola is an AI engineer, specifically specializing previous to the job that he landed as an ML researcher. So he secured a job at an international expert network. He was brilliant. Still keep in touch with Adiola, but I helped him move right through our strategy. So focusing on his positioning, making sure he was aligned to the particular types of jobs that work for him. He was actually based in Africa, helped him secure a job in London. Okay, Zachary was based in Canada. We helped him move to a company in Germany 4 weeks post completing his PhD. So Zachary had never had a commercial job before. When he came to us, he had a 12-page resume. Okay, we helped him fix everything, and then within 4 weeks, he had landed a job. Okay, so it is possible to land a job, go through an entire process in the space of 4 weeks. Christina landed a job at Scale AI, so she graduated. She was also somebody that had completed a PhD. I mean, she did it in applied mathematics, if I'm not mistaken. But she was unemployed for around 9 months. She came to the accelerator, and then within 5 weeks, she secured a contract at Scale AI. So Scale AI is one of the companies that we've got listed here. So Christine's great. She landed a contract. She's now looking for a new contract. Okay, to come towards the end of that, and she's currently in 3 final stage interviews. Okay, James came to me. So he was a global head of security at a leading investment bank in the US. He came to me as he's looking to transition into another higher paying role. Okay, James is great. He's introduced me to loads of new people that are now inside the accelerator as well. We got Kasim. So Kasim landed a fully remote ML role. Okay, at 160k salary. Okay, Kasim was based in Ireland. Okay, we managed to help him secure a fully remote role at a machine learning house in New York. Okay, that was perfect, and he did that within 4 weeks. Okay, what was really impressive about that is the company that he got placed at, or super specific about the requirements that they have from a candidate profile. Okay, they were looking to try and fill a role for 6 months. Okay, they were receiving some really cool profiles into their application pipeline, but they couldn't quite find the person that they were looking for. We helped position Kasim effectively, okay, because they were specifically only looking in the US, but we helped him specifically target that company. We helped him amend his profile. We helped him rewrite his resume, rewrite his LinkedIn, coached him through the entire interview process, landed a fully remote ML role, 106k salary. But Jason landed 130k salary. This was a fully remote role as well in 8 weeks, which was perfect. So he landed a job on the West Coast with a company based in San Francisco. Okay, and he's still there. He's loving it. And Neve landed a job 2 weeks after graduation in 4 weeks. Okay, so within 2 weeks, she scored 6 interviews. Okay, one then landed 2 offers. Okay, so in terms of the results, they're there for you. Okay, in terms of the companies, they're there for you. All that you need to do is implement the systems correctly, not cut corners. And when you need support, ask for the support. Okay, these are not outliers. Okay, this is what happens when someone actually implements a system correctly and then utilizes the support behind them. Okay, so we've been through everything connected to the Job Offer Accelerator. Now, in terms of pricing, I'm not going to give you a number in this video, and here's why. Okay, the price goes up for every 100 new members who join. So whatever the price is today for you, it won't be that in a few months. Okay, but this is the part that matters. Whatever price you join at is the price that you keep. Okay, it's locked. If the price doubles after you're in, you carry on paying what you paid on day one for as long as you stay a member. So the price on the join page right now for you is the lowest it will ever be for you. It only goes in one direction from here. Okay, it's a monthly membership. It's rolling. There's no annual plan and there's no contract. Okay, so you can cancel at any time. Okay, cancel your future renewals whenever you don't need the support anymore. Okay, so it's super flexible. For the membership that you get, you will be able to access the 30, 60, 90-day plans, the full 10-stage system, JobSeeker OS, CareerCoach AI, more than 50 workflows. Okay, you get over 10 live coaching sessions per week and full access to utilize me and my team for all of the support you need from start to finish of your job search. Okay, if you've been stuck, you've been applying without results, you're not landing interviews, the interviews that you have landed are not converting, or you just don't know what's wrong with your job search. Okay, this is built for you to find that out and fix it. You don't need to do it alone. You can use this and work with me alongside you while you complete your job search. Okay, the link to join is right here on this page, and you'll see the current price. Okay, I'll see you inside.